welcome to this episode of The Daily. My name is Brendan Malone. Well, the flag debate is all well and truly over. The dust has settled. The people have spoken. We are keeping the current flag. But here's the point. There are still some very serious questions that I think demand answers here. Questions about prudent governance that I think there were some very serious lapses of in the overseeing of this whole process. This is not about which flag you wanted or whether you wanted flag change or not. This is about the way this process was handled and the way it unfolded. So first of all, the flag selection committee did not feature anyone with expertise in design, particularly in the area of flags and ensigns, which obviously would have seemed like quite an important bit of information for the selection committee to be aware of in their selecting process. So that wasn't present. Secondly, the final four choices that were chosen, two of the final four choices were the same flag. So we actually only ended up with three options, and then the fourth option was one of the same flags again with a different colour scheme in the background, which is not a different flag. It's just the same flag with a different possible colour option. Next problem was once they'd settled on those final four options and started the process of moving towards a vote, some social media lobbying took place. And because of that lobbying, a fifth choice was added. Even though there was only supposed to be four, a fifth choice was added. When the initial voting came around, that choice did quite dismally. It didn't actually succeed at all, showing that there was really not an appetite for this particular flag. And yet it was still added outside of what the selection process had selected. At that point, everyone was saying, okay, this system has become a bit of a mockery here because they're not even following the basic rules that they set out to follow in the beginning. And then lastly, once the voting papers were issued, that first referendum ballot paper that went out failed to ask a vitally important question. And if that question had been asked, we could have saved millions of dollars. And that question was this: do you support a flag change? Or do you want the New Zealand flag to change? If they had asked that question and the majority of people had said no, they don't want the flag to change, at that point we could have stopped the process. There wouldn't have been a need for a second round of voting and millions of dollars would have been saved. But no, that question wasn't asked. Not only is it important for saving money to ask that question, but it's also important to know whether or not there is a general appetite within the populace for flag change. We don't know that at the moment. You see, what might have happened in last week's flag vote was the majority of people actually might have wanted a flag change, but they don't want that particular design, so they were voting against that design rather than voting against flag change in general. We don't know that. And the only way we could have known that is if that important question was asked. Like I said, the dust may have settled and the debate may be over, but I think these questions do demand answers. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow on The Daily.